Welcome back to our PCM 26 career mode. Last episode we finished our first Grand Tour of the season, the Giro d'Italia, but finished 4th, just off the podium. We did take 3 stage wins and the Maglia Azzurra, so a pretty successful Grand Tour. Especially because our sponsor wanted a top 5 in GC, and we got that. And today we're gonna work on the third goal on this list because we'll take on the second Grand Tour of this season, the Tour de France, and we'll try to win 3 stages. But first I want to take on the most important race of the season, the Spanish ITT Championships, and I want to win it for the 4th time in a row. Ivan Romeo, it is time to make history. It's actually a really complicated time trial with lots of ups and downs to the point that I'm struggling to find out a strategy here with Garcia Pierna. I'm trying to push on the climbs to spend my red bar, but I also have to go down enough to like 73 to actually survive a 45-kilometer time trial. Anyway, first time check incoming for Garcia Pierna. Let's take a look. He is first at the moment by 48 seconds, but it's against random Spanish farmers. And actually, 2 seconds later, Marc Soler has beaten my time, so proven my point. Out of yellow bar in the last 1.5 kilometers, and it's uphill, so it's not that great. I wish I had more energy here to spend. 75 is probably too much, might not be. There we go, that is the finish line right here, and for now we will take the first time. But Marc Soler is coming fast and beats us on the line by a minute, so our strategy is not working. I really don't know how to do this time trial. Anyway, Ivan Romeo is about to start not on 81, let's start off on 75 or something. But actually it's somewhat downhill, so let's make it 68. I don't want to spend energy on a downhill section. Quite literally on 65 in the downhill, back up to 73, something like that on the flat. Honestly, I'm kind of just trying shit. Anyway, a bit of a climb now, false flat uphill, so let's up it to maybe 77 or something. I might go even higher to like 83, but I think I might be overspending if I do that. Anyway, 75 under the first time check. Right now, let's take a look. First time by 58 seconds. And I feel like Ayuso was pretty far behind, so I think he should be behind me by quite a lot. Second place, 45 seconds behind. We are closing in towards Lascano, who I still forgot to take out of the save file, but at this point he might as well stay in. But I am upping my effort to 80 because I'm basically going too slow. I've got too much yellow bar left. Next up is a small climb, so I think I'll up it towards 83ish again on the climb itself, and down to 70 again on this flatter segment, and up to 80 again on this climby segment. I'm basically micromanaging my yellow bar. In the last 1.7 kilometers on 85 right now with Romeo. Come on, buddy. This right here is the finish line. Spend our red bar and first time by 2 minutes 22. Ooh la la. And Juan Ayuso is still 3 kilometers from the finish, so we win. It's as simple as that. Ayuso is about to cross the line, and there we go, second place. More than 2 minutes behind Ivan Romeo, 4-time national champion ITT. That is glorious. Honestly, can I confess something? The story of Ivan Romeo as a time trialist in this series has been so incredibly fun that I was actually more invested in this than in the Giro d'Italia. I would have been so sad if I lost the Spanish ITT champs. But hey, El Capitan Ivan Romeo never misses. Oh, and by the way, Paul Magnier became French national champion. Zach Ertzen beat Tadej Pogacar in a flat sprint, so kind of logical. And we also won in Hungary with Balin Feldhofer. And lastly with Lukáš Kubíš in Slovakia. So yeah, 5 NCs, I'm pretty content with that. But now it's time for the Tour de France 2028, starting in Uruguay. And I have to say, Ivan Romeo's been dreaming of this time trial. I think I've said it last time, but the first week is basically mostly sprint stages. And of course, from stage 12 onwards, there's mythical mountain stages like Mont Ventoux and Alpe d'Huez. And last but definitely not least, a double Alpe d'Huez mountain time trial of 65 kilometers. That is batshit crazy. Of course, as expected, Tadej Pogacar is here against Jonas Vingegaard, who's riding the Giro Tour this year apparently, just like in real life. Remco Evenepoel is here for Soudal Quickstep, and not necessarily important for GC, but Mathieu van der Poel for Alpecin, with Milan also present for Little Trek, and I think that's about it. Actually no, Paul Sixas is here for Ineos Sky. Anyway, our sprinter is Paul Magnier with 79 hill stat and 77 sprint, so super versatile. And to be honest, the rest of my team like Perikas, Omerzel and also Ivan Romeo were kind of just hunting for stage wins. We are simply not going for GC, we're gonna try and lose time on purpose to go in breakaways and try and win some stages. And yeah, that's also what our sponsor wants, 3 stage wins at the Tour de France, so let's deliver. Let's start off with stage 1 then, 11 kilometers, flat time trial, Filippo Ganna, Remco Evenepoel and so forth, so it's gonna be difficult, near impossible to win with Ivan Romeo, but I'll try my best and hopefully maybe a podium? Okay, Watson is about to begin, our first rider on 99, and I'll gradually drop it down to maybe 85. It's a pretty short time trial, so we can go pretty hard, and we have 78 prologue, so So first time for now at the first time check. Then again, one of the first riders on the road. These short time trials are not about the yellow bar, they're all about the red bar, so I'm trying to micromanage that by the finish line. In the last stretch, let's go Watson, let's go to the finish line, and I spent my red a bit too early, so that's a mistake. First time for now, but that won't stay there. But hey, Watson was kind of just my test subject for Romeo, so I don't care too much. But now it's time for our big man, Ivan Romeo with a +1 on the day, so 80 prologue stat. I'm liking that. Let's drop it down to 85. But hey, even with 80 prologue, we probably won't win. First time check, first place actually, beating Tarling. 4 kilometers to go and about to pass Acceleranz, but I'm spending a lot of red bar now, so let's drop it to 85 for a bit. And now back to 86 with about 2 kilometers to go. Come on, Romeo. Last kilometer, spent that red bar, but not too fast. Let's go, Romeo. That is the finish. First time by 10 seconds on Wout van Aert. Let's go. Like, there's only 14-ish riders left to go in this time trial, and Romeo is still in first place, both at the first time check and the finish line, so can we win this? But now the favorite is on the road, Söderqvist, so I'm getting a bit scared. He's about to turn into the first time check. Let's take a look. I'm so scared. He is first by 6 seconds. Damn it! In the last kilometer now, he does not look like he's slowing down. He's about to finish Jakob Söderqvist, and he beats us by 21 seconds! It's not even close! And of course, Filippo Ganna and Remco Evenepoel are yet to start, so this is not gonna be a podium, I think. Ay. Filippo Ganna wins the time trial, and indeed, Evenepoel also beats us, so 4th place for Ivan Romeo. Kind of what we deserve, but I was hoping for that podium. And of course, that makes Filippo Ganna the first yellow jersey of this Tour de France in Uruguay. Pretty crazy. Anyway, now it's time for the many sprint stages to begin, and this one starts with a small echelon segment, but it's entirely at the start, so I don't think it will matter. But Jonathan Milan, Jasper Philipsen, Tim Merlier, lots of top sprinters here, so with Paul Magnier, I'm kind of just hoping for a podium. Starting off with a sunny Uruguayan beach next to us right here, but Mr. Magnier has a 0 day, so 79 sprint. I think that's podium doable. But of course, we need a bit of luck with the lead out. Ooh, looks like a bit of a bend in the last kilometer right here, but our lead out is on the road with 12 kilometers to go, so we're looking pretty good. Come on, team, keep the front. Morgado goes Alvarez out of the way. We've got the Merlier train right there, then the Philipsen train right here. Morgado doing a fantastic job at the moment. But now it's up to Watson. Magnier, please don't get blocked on the right side there. Kubiš is perfectly in the wheel with 77 sprints, so looking good for the lead out. Watson is ready for the lead out himself pretty soon right now. Kubiš can launch from the wheel right now, and Magnier is ready before this corner. Come on, Magnier, try and find a way through. It's cobbly or dirt in the last kilometer. That is odd. And Kubiš is at the front, but Filippo Ganna is going to win the stage in the yellow jersey? No, it's Mathieu van der Poel. What just happened here? This was supposed to be a generic sprint, I think. That said, I was hoping for a podium and Paul Magnier gets third, so that's great. Then again, losing from Ganna and Van der Poel is kind of sad because they're worse sprinters. But hey, I'm happy with the outcome, and if we keep performing like this, we will eventually win a stage. Now it's time for stage 3, not a sprint stage, 180 kilometers finishing on Muur de Bretagne, so for the puncheurs, Tadej Pogacar is the favorite, Paul Magnier is second favorite, so let's try to win this. And we are starting the stage with a 0 day on Paul Magnier, so 77 sprint, which matters less. More importantly, 81 hill stats, so that's perfect. Oh, and sorry for glossing over the fact that we just flew from Uruguay to France and are doing a race the day after. Not exactly the most environmental race in the world. I forgot to mention, it's not just Muur de Bretagne at the finish line, there's actually 2 Muur de Bretagnes, and the next one starts right now in about 2 kilometers, so I've got my team positioned quite well at the moment, and I want to keep it that way on the climb. There we go, right in front of us is the start of the climb. We're on it. Alvar is pacing on maybe 89, something like that, because UAE Team Emirates is speeding up, and I kind of want to follow. 95 for a bit. I don't want to spend too much red bar on this climb because it's not the last one. 90 towards the top. We can lose a few positions. We just got to make sure we stay in the peloton, and that is the case. So that was nice by Alvarez. Let's dive down and get back into position. In the last 7.5 kilometers, Omerzel is leading on 99. Mr. Romeo is next, but Energy Gel on Watson and also on Perikas, to be honest. We gotta keep our front position into the climb. Come on, team. That is the climb right there. Magnier is well positioned. Let's do 99 on Watson. I think I might have too many riders here, so I'm a little bit scared. But now Perikas can go on 99 with 2 kilometers to go. I'm scared of Gaudu. I will launch. Is that a mistake? I think it might be. Morgado in the wheel can launch. Magnier is ready in that wheel, and we're losing all our red bar, but we might have it. Can anyone counter us is the question. Pitcock comes around. Ay. I should have waited to launch, and we get second place and third place here, which... that is so disappointing because if I played it better, I would have won. Anyway, we tried our best and we get a podium, 2 podiums actually on one stage, so it's not too bad. By the way, Filippo Ganna stays in yellow and there's like 5 flat stages in a row, so I think he'll keep that jersey for a while. And of course, that means sprinting time again on stage 4 with Magnier, so let's hunt for another podium. This time there's no corner in the last kilometers, so that's good to know. Our sprint train is on the rails, Magnier with a 0 day, so 78 sprint. Come on boys, kind of blocked in on the left side of the road and trying to get through with Alvarez at the moment, but it's not really working. Morgado in second wheel, ready to launch pretty soon. There we go, we found our way through with 4.5 kilometers to go, so that is perfect. Watson is ready as well, so let's cook. 2.7k to go. Watson is getting swamped by all the other sprinters, so that is bad. Kubic can launch right now. Magnier in the wheel. 1 kilometer pretty soon. Launch right now, Magnier. Launch right now. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. I launched a bit too early, and Jonathan Milan is fighting Philipsen and Merlier. And Merlier wins on the line. That is a super close sprint. Honestly, that was so tense, I don't even know where I finished. 6th place on this one, so definitely our worst result so far, but it was a fun sprint. And yes, you guessed it, a stage starting in Mont Saint-Michel, finishing on Utah Beach, a sprint. Repeat after me, hunting for a podium. Once again, looks like a pretty straightforward last kilometer. In my sprint train, Magnier has a +1 on the day, so 79 sprint, and Alvarez has 76 flat stat now, so is that new or was that already the case? Come on, Magnier, get to the wheel of our lead out. Actually, Kubic is in your wheel, so this is not exactly going well. Alvarez can try and launch and get past Mr. Morgado on the left side of the road there. Come on, team, we have to find our way through because we're so outpositioned. I feel like it might be working. Come on, Watson, you can sprint pretty soon right now. Kubic in the wheel. We are so far behind. We are so far behind. This is far from great. Magnier can try to get past, but we got blocked by our own sprinter. We're literally going to get beaten by the yellow jersey in a sprint, which that's kind of sad. Meus wins. I did not see that coming. But no top 10 for us. Actually, that's a lie. Our lead out got into the top 10. Lukas Kubic, Magnier in 13th place. So that's a bit miserable. But hey, a top 10 is a top 10. And well, surprise, surprise, stage 6 is once again a sprint stage. This has to be the most backloaded Tour de France I've ever seen. Like, Andrea Pericas was one of those riders that could be a future GC rider for our team because he was super talented, and it's finally paying off because he's grown overnight. 79 mountain now by default, so a proper climber. Anyway, if you look closely to the final 2 kilometers of this stage, it's uphill and then downhill to the finish line, so we gotta keep that in mind. Come on, team, last 5.5 kilometers, Alvarez is leading, but we are simply not fast enough to follow the other leadouts, which is kind of a shame. Sam Watson can go right now. Alvarez, buddy, get out of the way, get out of the way. Last 2.7 kilometers, 2.6, I gotta be ready now. Watson can sprint with Kubic in the wheel. Magnier is getting blocked, or we're both getting blocked here. Kubic can try to launch, but I don't think we're getting there. I don't think we're getting there, but maybe definitely a top 10, but maybe a top 5. I don't think so. We're gonna finish behind Koy, so 6th place, and Jasper Philipsen wins. I feel like our leadout just hasn't been able to follow the other leadouts in the final 5 kilometers, and we had to sprint from so far back every time. And that's why we can't compete for a podium at the moment, so hopefully we can do better next time. And I've got great news, next time is right now, because once again, it's a sprint stage. Once again, struggling so much to get to the front with my sprint train to begin with. Alvarez can take over from Morgado. Morgado out of the way. Omerzel trying to get water to the front. It's way too late for that, buddy. Alvarez is done. Watson can now work. Alvarez out of the way. Kubic is next. Come on, team. This is the one. I can feel it, but the other trains are once again significantly faster. Watson goes right now. Kubic is blocked in. Can try and launch on the right. Maybe Magnier in the wheel is looking pretty fantastic. Pretty fantastic. Magnier can launch. Come on, buddy. Come on, Paul. Allez, allez, allez. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. I turned French halfway through, but it didn't work either way. We finish somewhere in the top 10. Olaf Koy wins. Ay, ay, ay. I feel like our results in this Tour de France are gradually getting worse. Come on, once again a sprint on stage 8. Oh, a split in the peloton right now with about 14 kilometers to go, but I'm not a GC rider, so I don't really care. The final has a bit of a bend in the last kilometer, but I don't think that will impact it too much. It should be a fairly normal sprint. Wait a second, what in the Copenhagen? Is there a bridge in the last 10 kilometers? That's kind of funny, but no echelons in this one, unlike the Danish Grand Depart. Come on, team, last 4.5 kilometers. Morgado is almost done for. It's time for Samuel Watson to take over, but Morgado cannot block the train. There we go. Manier in a pretty good position at the moment, so let's try and keep it that way. 2.7, 2.6, 2.3. Gotta wait as long as possible. Now you can launch. Kubish in the wheel is ready to launch right now. Manier is blocked in. Manier is blocked in. I'm gonna try and launch already because I'm so blocked in. Hopefully a top 5, but that won't be happening. It is Jonathan Milan winning again, and we finish again somewhere in Narnia. You know that quote from that Far Cry game? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. They were talking about sprinting with Manier. So this is the face of someone that is visibly confused because I'm looking at the parkour. I see basically a sprint stage, but the game says it isn't. Like, I know I've been asking for a sprint stage, but the game doesn't need to lie to me. And apparently Tadej Pogacar is the favorite, so there has to be a hill somewhere. Let's find out, I guess. Okay, there's definitely a hill in the last kilometer there, but it is so incredibly minuscule that Manier should be able to do well on it. So, just about 22 kilometers to go. We're on the first hill as we speak, but it's not exactly a difficult one. The second one, though, with about 10 kilometers to go, I might want to try and split the peloton there to drop some pure sprinters. And I think it's because of the fact that the stage is not classified as a sprint stage that we don't see 17 sprint trains on the road, which actually benefits me. Oh, is that a move? Mathieu van der Poel attacking, only Bizot all trying to respond, and the climb is upcoming in about half a kilometer, I think, so gotta be ready on 99 now with Romeo onto the climb. Okay, that is very steep. 20%, 22%, Romeo is smashing it, and I've got Omerzel over the top on 99 as well, to try and keep it going. The peloton is so stretched out, and that's a gap right there, and I think we're going with 21 riders, so this is absolute perfection. Wait a second, it's only 5 kilometers to go? Oh my god, so I should take over with Alvarez right now in the last 5 kilometers, so Perikas and Omerzel can sit up and get out of the way, and Gigel on literally everybody. There we go, Morgado on 99 now, 3 kilometers to go. I don't think there's a way we can lose this. 2.5 kilometers to go. My lead out is fantastic. Is this going to be our first stage win? Watson can go on 99 right now. No sprint yet. He can launch it at the foot of this climb right now. Full on attack. Kubish and Manier can do the same because there's no sprint button, and we're gonna 1, 2, 3 because this race is bugged. Because the KWM is on the finish line, riders simply can't sprint, so I'll take it. A 1, 2, 3, Sam Watson wins. Like, sure, I know the final was buggy, but my dad always taught me, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. And a first stage win at this Tour de France when we need 3 stage wins by the end, that is a gift horse. Okay, looks like we're putting sprints to the side for a second because stage 10 is a time trial, 52.5 kilometers, so a very long old school one. Filippo Ganna is the obvious favorite, and I don't think Romeo can podium this, but I'll try. Okay, Ivan Romeo started his time trial, 78 time trial on the day despite the -1 race day condition, but hey, we'll try our best. Intermediate check incoming, but I'm spending too much yellow bar. Let's drop that to 71, and we are third at the first time check. Honestly, I'm starting to expect this to be a bad time trial for us. We get 5th place at the second time check, so it's not going well. Ooh, steep uphill right here, so let's up it to 86 for a second. Over the third time check in 2nd place suddenly, so that's kind of surprising. Looks like we're running out of yellow bar with about 2.2 kilometers to go, which is kind of early. I think I can go to the finish on maybe 75, 80 though, so let's do that. There we go, last stretch, spend my red bar, 4th time at the finish. We are so getting shoved out of that top 5. Yeah, Remco Evenepoel wins this time trial in the same time as Filippo Ganna, and we finished 6th in the same time as Tarling, so shared 5th place. That said, we dropped down to 7th in GC, but I really don't care about GC, so it's not that big of a deal. If anything, it might be good to lose time on stage 11 to make sure we can go in the breakaway on stage 12 with Romeo and the likes of Omerzel. I have to say, stage 11 looks a lot like the stage we won earlier. We've got a flat parkour and a hill on the finish line. Tadej Pogacar is the favorite, but I reckon Paul Manier should be. At least in my book. So I was comparing the stage to the one we won, but the climb at the finish is actually a little bit longer and maybe steeper, so we gotta make sure we are in a good position, and I've put Perikas as my lead out instead of an actual lead out. I think that's gonna be better. Come on team, perfect position, last 6 kilometers, Watson to maybe 99 right now. Kubish is ready as well, Perikas, Energy Gel, and I think Magny as well in the last 3 kilometers, and we are winning the lead out game, so that is good. Morgado is in the wheel, maybe 99 is too much, so let's do 95. Morgado can launch now on 97 at the foot of the steep climb, 15%, 16%, but a perfect lead out so far, so that's good. 1 kilometer to go, 99 on Morgado, we will go 99 on Perikas as well, and I will launch my sprint now with 600 meters to go. Magny in the wheel will launch as well. Pogacar is not looking that fantastic. Evenepoel will try to come around last minute with Gilles Gelders of all people, and we're not gonna win the stage. Ay, the last 100 meters was still super steep. Evenepoel versus Pogacar, and Pogacar wins out of Narnia. Oh, and actually, we shouldn't forget to put Romeo on 0 for a bit to make sure we lose some time in GC on this stage. Look at bro, literally standing still on this final climb. I think this is about the moment where we have to go to 99 again, and we should on paper have lost enough time to go in the breakaway on the next stage. Yes guys, I'm throwing away any GC we've got. Finishing in 4th place with Magny is a little bit disappointing. I would have liked at least the podium. But as we planned, Ivan Romeo losing 4 minutes 25, so we can go in the break now. Because well, our man is in 19th place on 8 minutes in GC now. And that is important because I want to go in the breakaway on this stage, 12, a mountain stage with, in the middle of it, the Col du Tourmalet. And it's going to be really difficult for a GC team to control the breakaway on the Col du Bisque at the start, so I expect a pretty large breakaway. And I reckon our man to go for is Adria Perikas with 79 mountain. But hey, hopefully we start relatively at the front of the peloton. Okay, pretty far to the back of the peloton, but I'll pause it for a second. We've got Perikas to the front with Kubish, so let's get those two to the front then, maybe Omerzel as well, and try to go in the break with those 3 riders. Come on boys, find your way through the peloton, find your way through, otherwise we can't attack. Okay, Perikas is at the front, so an attack with Kubish together, we can go in the breakaway, but Tadej Pogacar is responding? Oh, I don't know if he is actually. Is he? He is. He's in the breakaway. Tadej Pogacar is in the break. Oh, they're waiting. They're waiting. That was odd. Anyway, next to Kubish and Perikas, I want Omerzel and Romeo in the breakaway as well, so let's do that. And Omerzel is the better climber, so Romeo is the domestique. Just about halfway the first climb, the Col du Bisque, and Omerzel is closing the gap to this first breakaway group with Perikas in it. Kubish is struggling, so he won't make it, but hopefully Romeo can. Riders are starting to drop in this front breakaway. Omerzel is now in it, but he's struggling to get to the top with them, so we're gonna see some attacks for the K1 points pretty soon as well, so it's all about surviving in the breakaway on this first climb for me. There we go, last few meters, and there's a group 30 seconds ahead, but we should be able to get back in the downhill. And actually, Omerzel is not too far behind, so I reckon we can all get back, but Romeo is now in the peloton, so he did not make it to the breakaway. That was a pretty tough start to the stage, to be honest. But the Col du Tourmalet is about to begin, and of course, it's a big one. 16-man breakaway, 3 minutes 30 on the peloton right now, and it's led by Quickstep because I forgot to mention, Remco Evenepoel is in yellow now, but what is Paul Magny doing? He's on automatic and attacking the peloton. Why, buddy? Why are you doing that? Anyway, let him have some fun. We're now roughly midway the climb, and it's looking a lot better for the breakaway. The gap to the peloton is now 7 minutes, so I think the breakaway is winning the stage. Magny is still ahead somehow. Riders are dropping now in the last 3 kilometers of this climb, and sadly Omerzel is one of them because he's out of energy. Perikas is still okay, but lots of people dropping now. Come on, Perikas, just hold on in this last kilometer. Nothing too serious, just follow your own tempo, and if I can win the K1 points, I'll do it, and I might as well go 99 to get it because the other riders are not necessarily looking good enough. So there we go. We win the K1 points on the Tourmalet, which means Perikas is now second in the best climbers classification on 5 points off Van Wilder. So we could win K1 in this tour. Anyway, 34 kilometers to go and a break of 4 riders including Van Wilder, Uiterbroeks and Van Eetveld. So lots of Belgians in here, 3 of them, and Perikas is gonna have to beat them. The Col d'Aspin is slowly but surely starting, and it's certain that the break is gonna win because the peloton is 8 minutes behind at the moment. Some people did come back, so a little bit scary for Pericas because he doesn't exactly have a sprint. So yeah, we gotta drop everyone on the Col d'Aspin. There we go, on the climb, not the hardest climb in the world, so dropping everyone will be really difficult, but we have to try. The first one is off the back, but it's only 2 kilometers from the top, so it is not looking good at all for Pericas. Like last kilometer, I'm gonna try and get into the wheel of Mr. Ben O'Connor here, the EF rider, but I don't think I'll be able to counter him too much at the top here. 500 meters to go, don't have much red bar left, but I'll try to counter right now. There comes the attack by Pericas. We're gonna take the KOM points, but everybody's still together, so let's sit up and try to recover. The rest of the stage is basically downhill and flat, so I'm scared that I won't be able to beat these guys. We're now on the flat part to the finish, and I kind of feel like we're gonna see some attacks from this group pretty soon, so I gotta be ready, and that's a move. I need to get to the wheel to Romain Grégoire right there and stay in that wheel, because he's the fastest rider in the group. And he's attacking, so let's get to his wheel. Come on, Pericas, follow. And he's dropping me. He's literally dropping me off the wheel because he's way too fast. That is terrifying. And now I'm trying to follow Johannesson, but we are in the group. That's okay. Let's try and get to Grégoire now. But there comes a move on the right side of the road, and I'm following Grégoire, but he's not closing it. Johannesson is closing it for us, but I don't have much red bar, so I need to recover. 4.5k to go, energy shell on Pericas, and there comes a move, and I'm in it right now, so let's try and get in the wheel of Johannesson instead. Like, we literally have 1 millimeter of red right now with 2.4 kilometers to go, so we're definitely not winning this race, but I'm simply gonna follow Tobias Halland Johannesson and try to win that way, or should I follow... It's gonna be Johannesson. Let's try to follow him, but I'm not at the front right now. Last 700 meters, and I'm definitely not winning. That's for sure. They're all faster than me, and we're gonna get 4th on the stage. Once again, Halland Johannesson wins. Meanwhile, roughly 5 minutes behind on the road, Jonas Vingegaard and Pogacar had attacked all the other GC riders, but Filippo Ganna is still in the GC group? What? That is insane! How? And why was Paul Sixas doing a lead out for Filippo Ganna on a mountain stage? And how is Filippo Ganna taking time on Tadej Pogacar on this stage with the Tourmalet? That makes no sense! Wait a second, we are 1 hour and 24 minutes after the stage winner finished, and Tim de Klerk with 53 mountains, so he's probably like 45 years old by now, is still in the downhill of the final climb. That's crazy! He's gonna be so much out of time. Anyway, Tobias Halland Johannesson beats us in a 4-up sprint. We finished 4th in that sprint, so not great, but Adria Pericas also does not have a sprint. And in GC, Filippo Ganna takes the yellow jersey after that stage, taking time on Remco Evenepoel. Tadej Pogacar is on 3 minutes 15, Vingegaard on 3 minutes 53. Is GC Ganna on? But actually, thanks to that final climb, we are in the polka dot jersey, so the KOM jersey is for Pericas. And Pericas also took quite a bit of time in GC, so we might have moved up into the top 10, no, 14th on 7 minutes, so still far enough to go in the breakaway. Wait a second, stage 13 has 3 mountains in it, but is only 64 kilometers. Anyway, still plenty of breakaway opportunities in this Tour de France, so we can still get our 3 stage wins. And we have to, because reminder, it's a sponsor objective, and so far, we've only got 1. But the rest of this Tour de France is gonna be for next time. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye!